What's up, traders? Stan Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital, bringing to you today's trader takeaways. So let's take a look at SPY today. If we're looking at the daily chart, it doesn't look very interesting. We barely traded any volume, less than 90 million shares today. Looks like a doji candle, so a little range bound. We did pretty much trend down and then trend up and then trend down. So it was a trendy day, but it was range bound at the end of the day. So out of the gate, I was watching a couple of low floaters and RAD. So Rite Aid had some merging news, and I really liked the volume pre-market and the range pre-market. So really just looking for a move right out of the gate, and we got a really nice move. It was a little bit range bound at first couple minutes, trying to figure out which way it's going to go, who's going to take over, buyers or sellers. And I was actually long a little bit at first, and then once the sellers started taking over, I flipped to short, pretty decent sized position, and started trading the course. So I covered most of it in this drop, and then reshorted some, and then covered everything else in this drop. I tried to scalp later during the day, but it wasn't as clean anymore. I think I left it alone before 10:30 or so. So overall, this was just one really good trade here, and then left it alone. Also traded it at the close a little bit. There was some buying, selling on the bid on the offer, so tried to scalp it, playing some flips, but wasn't as good as the morning move. Some of the other stocks were low float faders, ACHV. This one was good to me. I was waiting for the backside of the move, and out of the gate it flushed down, and I started shorting these pops, covering into the washes, and again was done before, I think before 12 o'clock. I covered everything else, all the shorts. Next one was DCAR. This one I didn't play very well because we didn't have much borrow, and I got a little greedy, so I started shorting the front side of the move, which is something I rarely do. But this was one of my, I was very convinced that the stock was gonna drop, so I started shorting a little bit early into these pops, and I didn't cover anything into the washout, so my average was like 70 or something, so 370, 371, and I was out of the money here in like 25 cents or something. And then once it pulled back here again for the second time, I took it off and didn't put anything back on the pop. So this one I didn't play very well. This one I should have been waiting for the backside to move. Should not have been greedy on the fills. I would have been entering here instead of covering here. I would have been entering on this pop here and covering into the washes. I did get back in somewhere around here on one of these after I saw that a lot of this volume traded here, and then it dropped and traded below all the volume. So this was a great, I think I shorted into this pop and then covered somewhere around here. So I did reattack it towards the end of the day, but in the morning I played it really bad. The next trade was MDRX. This one was probably the easiest one for me. I just traded this VWAP projection setup right here, and I covered a little bit too early. I covered into these washes because I saw a higher low and then another low here. So I'm like, okay, it's creating a base, and I'm gonna reattack once I see lower highs and lower highs. And I mean, this was a really good opportunity to short, but I missed it, and I just left it alone for the rest of the day until right here. So as you noticed, I didn't trade midday, and that's because I ran some stats for last week and I was losing money midday. Or some stocks I was losing a little bit, some stocks making a little bit, so I was like pretty much break even, losing a little bit of money midday. So I just stepped away from the screen midday, got back 2 o'clock, 2:30, started looking at charts and reattacking at 3 o'clock. So I reattacked this one right here, really nice strong downtrend and covered into this wash, and so that was a really nice trade. The next trade was MDXG. This one I could have done a lot better. I missed the opening drop because we didn't have borrows, so I wanted to get in short right here. This was really obvious short on the tape. Sellers were just taking over and just smashing all the bids, and I mean this was like almost a point drop. Yeah, that was a whole point. And then once it popped, I started shorting into this VWAP, took a loss, and I'm like, you know what, this stock is pretty strong. I'm gonna on the tape, I'm gonna start looking for a nice long. So right here, once it started holding above the VWAP and this dip got bought up, I bought it right here, and that was my mistake, because on the tape actually there was a big seller at 90, 91. He wouldn't let the price go through. He was absorbing everything. Usually 9 times out of 10 I go short in these setups, but for whatever reason I went long, and that just faded from there all day. I did buy a dip. I think I bought into this wick, so I got stopped out for break even. Maybe I even made a penny or two, but that was a great opportunity to get short when on the tape somebody's reserving, you know, holding that offer, and then you just got to step in front a little bit, a cent, 2 cents, you know, or sell the mids, you know, risk couple pennies, and that's the reward. Yeah, I didn't trade it towards the end. I was just watching it, but this was probably the biggest missed opportunity of the day. And that was it. That was pretty much my trade takeaways. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.